there, crafty friends and creatives around the globe. Welcome to Hither and Yon Studio. And if you've been here before, welcome back. DJ here in the studio. Today I got a fun, quick little make for you. It's beginner friendly and it uses up scraps. So it's all the fun things. And it's a super short video. So those of you that like the shorter videos, you'll love this one. Okay, so I was looking through the public domain for some images that I could use commercially so I could sell whatever I use them in. If you don't know all about that, I have a video on finding public domain images to use commercially, and I'll link it here somewhere in a card in the description box, and I'll try to put it on the end card as well at the end of the video. But anyway, they're images that you can use commercially if you sell your digitals or whatever it is that you make. And I came across these vintage Swatch cards by accident. I stumbled upon them. And it sent me down a rabbit hole. But anyway, I just thought, wow, how cute would it be to create these on our own? And I'll throw up a couple of them here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. They're just, you know, for all sorts of things: paint swatches, fabric swatches, upholstery fabric swatches, wallpaper swatches. They were used for all different things. And we make them today when we're, you know, swatching out our paints or our inks or anything. So that inspired me to make a bunch of fake swatch packs or panels, swatch panels, for our junk journals. How cute are these, huh? And we're going to use scraps. We're just using even the tiniest scraps you can use. So I made a bunch. As you can see, I kind of was getting carried away. And then I just put some labels at the top that I have tons of labels. This one I put some little numbers. Look, I used a butterfly punch for these. So if you don't want to cut up paper and you have punches, you can just use punches. Yeah, this is going to be a fast little make because I'm pretty sure you've got it already based on what I've shown you. This one I tried to do like a traditional watercolor swatch. I was actually using what they called watercolor markers here, and they didn't work at all. So I went back over it with regular watercolor, and it, you know, just overworked the page. So I've got some bits on there, but that's okay. It just makes it grungier. And then I just put some colors. I put a little date on here. It's grungy paper. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. It's super, super fun. I think this one is my favorite. And I just did this with a punch. I didn't cut any pieces. All right, so your scraps, you can use up your scraps for the actual swatch cards, or you can use up your scraps for, and there might be a little hard to see, but like your little pieces also. Okay, so I have some 1x1 squares here we're going to use. I did some more butterfly punches. And by the way, I punched these out of my jelly plate playing. I just kind of experiment on the jelly plate, and sometimes I like it and sometimes I don't. I save these to jelly plate back over. That's not a jelly plate. And so I took a bunch of these out and I punched them, and that's what we're seeing here, like on this card. These are on my jelly plate playing with, you see the bubble wrap, and these are like bottle caps. So use them. I mean, it's a great use of them, right? We're always looking for ways to use those up. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do all sorts of fun stuff. Let me get this out of the way and we'll work here. So I went ahead and cut up some of my jelly plates and just some other scraps that I had. I wanted to show you, I just went into my bin, and I always have these cutoffs, and I tend to have like misprints, like this one was a misprint, or I print double-sided, and I have a lot of leftover pieces from the kits that I give you guys every month for free, and just, you know, all sorts of stuff. So I grabbed some of those in case we wanted to. I don't think we'll make this many, to be honest. This was just something I got in the mail. It was junk mail. But I figured I could cut this out. That would be a cool swatch, or I could use this as the actual swatches. And this was an envelope that I got from a company. I don't know what it is, but it's got like these little icons on it, and I just thought it was a cool background. So I thought I could even make that into a background, or use it as a swatch. I brought out some stamps in case we wanted to use those. But let's make one. Let's stop talking and make one. All right, I'm going to use this. And I do like to ink them, so I'm going to go around mine with ink. But if you don't ink, these are going to go even faster for you. And I didn't do any sewing on the ones that I did, but I think sewing on them would be cool. Maybe rounding the corners, but I'm just gonna take the easy route through here just so we can kind of do a couple and you guys can see. And so you just pick out some scraps that you think might be interesting. It doesn't have to have any rhyme or reason. It really doesn't. It's so freeing because you don't have to really give it much thought. Maybe you just pick out a couple of scraps and you're on your way, right? Okay, so we got 5 here. My trimmer is misbehaving right now. It needs a blade change, so I have some fraying on my paper, which is a little annoying, but whatever. I just got to change the blade. I love my trimmer, but so yeah. And if you have shape punches, that's fun. Like you saw the butterflies, and you can do them really tiny, or you can make them really big, and they go fast. You'll see. This is going to be done in like no time. And it's a great way to, you know, use up those jelly plate things, like I said. And I always have a ton of labels. So just finding a label to put at the top itself was even super quick. Okay, so that's done. We're just going to glue them down in a neat kind of fashion, like you would think a swatch card would be if you're getting it, like, you know, from the door-to-door salesman who's selling curtains on your block in the 50s. I don't know what was happening. You know, and he wanted to show you the different patterns that he had for his curtains. I'm doing this at an angle, so they might be a little disproportionate, or is that the right word? No. They might not be symmetrical. I think that's the word. Because I'm looking at them from an angle, and I got perception depth issues to begin with. So how fun, right? How easy. And, you know, you could tuck them in a journal as a journaling card. Why not? Why not? And I think, you know, a lot of them were all handmade. You know, somebody was sitting there making these swatch cards. They weren't made by a machine. You could tell, you know, they're just kind of not very neat. And so I don't mind that mine are not. And then I'm just going to pull out any label. I have so many. These little ones with the numbers on them are my favorite for this. Like this. Look how fun. Like you just put that on there and it's like the swatch number. And this one I did like that was the company name. And then these were the swatch numbers here. And these little numbers actually came out of a Graphics Fairy file, I think. I'm not sure which one, but they have one that has little squares, and it's almost like journaling, bullet journaling or planner type numbers on it, dates and days of the week and things like that. So I cut up a bunch of those and use them. But I thought it would be fun to do some with these number stamps. So let's see. I have 1, 2, and I brought out my Tim Holtz stamps too, so we could use them as well. And a little Stays On black. And how fun to just kind of put a little number there. Let's do it this way. Why am I using that? That is not the one. Can't have two stamp pads on the, two ink pads on the table at the same time. It never works out for me. Ta-da! So like the catalog number or whatever. That's how I envision that. Where are my Tim Holtz stamps? Under here. So this is from the field notes. It has some good ones for this because it's for like making specimen slides. So let's take these four. It's like 4 different numbers, because then I can put those 4 numbers there. We'll just stamp another piece of paper. Let's just use this. It's sitting here. Actually, I have a scrap, and here I can. All right, I'm going to put this away because obviously I can't control myself. Let's get this. And then we will just trim it out. I can locate my scissors. There they are. So if you have this set of stamps, you could use it. And if you don't, you can handwrite it in. I actually did that on the butterfly card here. I just hand wrote numbers. So you don't have to get fancy with stamps if you don't have them or don't want to pull them out, which is what my issue was yesterday. I didn't want to kind of pull them out. Oop. All right, let's just glue these down. I'm not even going to ink them. So even mixing and matching the stamping with, I think it would look better if I did all the same. So if I had like a set of 4, this would work with the stamp one better, in my opinion. Yeah, and you can make them any size you want. So there we go. And then on a couple of these, I just, I'll just show you what I did with them because I thought it was just funky. I don't know why I did it. I put these 2 little holes with a hole punch because I thought maybe like these were hanging on some kind of special thing in the factory that, you know, it had to have those punches in it for it to hang. I think there's another one in here with it as well. This one. So like that. How fun, right? Okay, so that's one. Let's make another one because they're so easy and they go together so quick, unless I'm talking and yammering on. Okay, where are the ones that I pre-cut? Oh, here they are. Let's do this blue one. I was in my blue era when I was jelly plating. I was trying to come up with like the prettiest denim blue. And I scanned most of the ones I loved in, so I have a copy of them to use as backgrounds and stuff. Let's do the circles. Let's do some circles because we can. I'll leave this out because I'm gonna. All right, let's pick out our circles first. We have a pink polka dot. We have this one, maybe this blue and cream. Maybe we can get 3 across. Well, let's not put the polka dot with the polka dot. Polka dot, polka dot. And will we get 3? Yeah, we can do it. We can do it. Nope, not that one. Maybe this one. Maybe a yellow. And then what color don't we have represented there? Maybe a little orange. this one here, like that. So guys, let me know in the comments if you're going to make some of these. And you could also do this with actual pieces of fabric scrap that you have. You know, you could take your pinking shears if you have them and cut like little squares or rectangles or whatever's easiest for you. Or regular scissors, whatever, tear it. You could do it all sorts of ways. Don't let not having a tool hold you back, right? And then do an actual fabric one. That would be fun. Maybe I'll do a couple of them too. And you could even, like, if you do it like a thin card, maybe you could staple them on and then they could lift off the card, because sometimes people want to feel the fabric, you know, when they're doing fabric purchasing. Yeah, so just coming at you with a quick little make that, you know, you can downsize your scrap collection, which we all need to do. I know I do. There's always scraps. There will always be scraps. I used to hoard my scraps. Now I make paper with them, because I just get too many. I'm just too many things I'm doing. All right, so 3. We did those 3. Yeah, I think a little sewing would be kind of fun. I guess you could also do this with pieces of ephemera, right? Like stamps. You know how we have that stamp ephemera, and we're never sure what to do with it, or those little like vellum books or washi books. Stickers. You could do an array of stickers. Like, so if you have a bunch of bird stickers of different types of birds, you could do a bird swatch card, a sticker swatch. Buttons would be fun too. You'd do like a button card. So lots of ideas for you there. I hope you'll try it because it's really fun. It's very addicting. I'll probably have 50 of these soon. And if you don't have paper or anything you want to use and you're really good at art, you could Zentangle and put those down. So you could do like squares of Zentangle and then swatch out your Zentangles. That would be fun too. Okay, let's find some labels. This one's cool, but it's big. We'll consider it. That one's kind of cool because it's got like a number 10 on it. So I'm going to use this one. You could get real fancy and add eyelets to your label and then put it down. Eyelets? No, brads. Or little, if you're making a really pretty one for like a pink journal or something, you could put those glitter dots, whatever they're called. So there's another one. Look at that. How fun. Let's do one more because I want to use some butterflies because I think they're fun. And we'll get a card. Maybe we'll use this one. Just, I wonder how this would look. Let's see. I think that's going to be too busy. We're not going to do that. I guess I didn't cut too many. Hey, let's try this, another blue. It's fine, it's here. How about we do purpley butterflies? Here we go. We got shades of purple and yellow. This isn't going to leave me much room, so I'll put a label that can kind of hang off the page. And I brought out some other stamps because if you just have some blank paper but you have some stamps, You can just stamp with, stamp your backgrounds with a background stamp. So let's just say I have copy paper or some cardstock laying around, but there's nothing on it. It's just plain. Take, like if you have a script stamp or some kind of crackled background stamp or distress stamp, and just stamp the paper with different color inks. Or again, you can paint. You can doodle. You can do so many things. So I'm going to test out putting down some stamps on just plain paper and see how those turn out. You got to experiment, right? Experiment. All right, yeah, purple. Or die cuts. Die cuts would probably be fun too. If you have a funky die cut shape, I have those Tim Holtz, the ones that make the 3D bugs, and my bird ones, obviously. I'll probably end up doing some of those. Maybe on this one we'll round the corners to give it a little different personality. Oop. I want to ruin your wing there, Mr. Butterfly. Ooh, I totally missed that one. And for this one, I am going to stamp right in the center of the butterfly since there's not a lot of room around it. What do I have? Oh, I have these figure 1, figure 2, and figure 3, but if you don't, you could just handwrite it. Let me stamp these off. Like so. And I'll put these right in the center. I mean, they're supposed to be swatch cards, right? So. I don't realize how loud my clock is until I'm sitting here with it. It's quiet. Okay, so this is one. Just so you know what kind of butterflies you're ordering. I'm going to go that way. And then this one I'll make a little straighter. And what I can do is, since I don't have a lot of room at the top there, I figure I could, oh, maybe I could put it on the side. Let's put it on the side. Why not? It says we can. Maybe they're stored sideways in a drawer and you have to sort through them to get the catalog number for the swatches that you want. What the heck, it's hanging off of my glue. You know what I mean? Like this. They'd be in a drawer this way, and so you had to search through for your catalog number. All right, and I'll probably ink the back of that before I put it in a journal, but there we go, guys. I think it's a super fun little make. It doesn't take a lot of time, as you can see, so if you're just have a couple of minutes in your craft room and you want to make something fun, you can just make these fun little swatch cards. Whole bunch of them. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to catch that public domain video if you're interested at the end on the end card. And I will see you guys soon. Have a great rest of your day or night. Bye!